very pleased with what I call the gradual disappearance of the OEMs, the local OEMs.
I'm not pleased with it. And really, it's a shame. And about 70% of those are imported into this country. And we have these companies, the Zynox, Omatec, Vida, Brian, who are assembling these things. But the fact of the matter is that they are having a hard time getting Nigerians to buy their products. Most of these companies, if not all of them, depend on large government contracts. So they get a big contract to supply a school or a ministry or whatever it is, and they make the computers and they make a bit of money, and then they go to sleep again. It really is. It's something that really bothers me.
But the consumers have always said that the backup in it's never there. You buy the computer today and then you want to fix it tomorrow, and then there to fix it for you.
Well, what we're hoping is that...
So when you go to most ministries and parasitas, you find most of those computers under the tables.
Well, I think that was in the past.
Yes.
And when I spoke to these OEMs when I first came in, they also admitted that, look, that was in the past. They had to ramp up their volumes because of the Kani project that President Obasanjo then had started. And maybe they made a few mistakes along the way. But we've all learned our lessons.
So you're confident they may rise later?
And I think that if we have the right programs, if we have the right incentives, we have the backing of the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment to support this Buy Niger initiative, I think that we'll begin to make some progress.
So as we begin to wind down, I ask the Minister, of course, going through all of this, trying to achieve all of this on behalf of Nigeria, you must have some hard times or some good times. Can you let us into some of those headings as you mind this ministry?
Well, I mean, the one area where we haven't done, I think, as well as we should have done is to do with our third mandate or our fourth mandate, which is about IT in government. And that is getting government to be much more IT savvy than it is today. And I think that's probably where we need to do a lot more work. Simple things like getting civil servants to use the fedcs.gov.ng email address. We've created all the addresses, we just need to stimulate that. Things like getting us to reduce the amount of paper and have all these document management systems. That's really where we need to do a lot of work. And we are working. We've got the government of South Korea working with us. And South Korea is actually, when it comes to e-readiness or e-government, South Korea is the #1 country in the world. So the government of South Korea is working with us. We have a team of about 12 South Koreans working with the ministry to create this e-government strategy, to create a public, an e-government training center, to begin to get more and more civil servants to understand how to use technology, how technology actually makes it easier for them to do the work that they do. And that's one area where I think we need to do a lot more. Galaxy Backbone has infrastructure. We won an award just last year. We were #1 in, I think, in Africa in terms of our whole of government approach, the shared services that we have. So we have world-class infrastructure on which to put services and applications, and we just need to work harder to get civil servants to understand that we need to use IT to make government more effective and more productive. But we're working on that.
So on the very last line now, you foresee Nigeria having a Mark Zuckerberg or a Karim Jawed of YouTube very soon?
For sure.
Can we put that to it?
I wish I could. But let me just very quickly, the philosophy that we have is not about software development, it's about companies. And we always say companies are not code.
Yes.
Because we believe that if we have very brilliant Nigerians developing software. If we're able to, because all these companies, Twitter, Facebook, it's software, and then they built a company around it. If we can get a brilliant piece of software and build a company around it, structure it properly, it goes to IPO, I think we can do it. Because there's so many different opportunities for innovation and ideation and creativity in this country that I don't believe that we can't come up with something that the whole world is going to want. And we've seen some of that already. We're raising significant amount of venture capital funds we're attracting significant amount of venture capital funds in our e-commerce or e-tailing industry. And I just believe it's a matter of time. I can't put a time to it, but I know that we're going to come up with a very successful IT companies in the very near future.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Larry. Thanks.
Thank you.